ni naweza ongea Kiluya huyu jamaa leo. Omwana. Nebandika nano ali okoloruri so chama kwa custom tawe.
No, analisha kutinga.
That's why
I want to help him more.
Trevor, we have said this. There used to be a time in the Nyayo era when development would flow depending on your psychophancy and how long you spend on your knees bowing to the king that was the king then. You understand? Those times are past because we have a new constitution right now that even sets out what every share, what every county's share is. So as a governor, you know for a fact, and that is the job of the Senate to which I was elected, you know that you have an X amount of money that is allocated and it is for development. You are the CEO of that county. William Ruto cannot do anything about that amount of money because it is here. It is set in the constitution that we have devolved system of government. These members of parliament have responsibilities. The responsibilities of senators are set out. There is nowhere, Khalwale, in this document where the responsibility of a senator is to follow up on promises made by the executive. So you cannot tell me that Senator of Kisumu was there to follow up on development. Which development was he following up on? We are all senators here. Which development was he following up on? He has a responsibility to fight for a greater allocation for the county of Kisumu. That is what I was elected to do as a senator of Nairobi. We are going to be discussing the division of revenue bill. It is coming right now. And we have taken a position, and I am happy that even Khalwale said this on the floor of the House, that the discussion about what amount goes to the counties is a discussion not to be held in public barazas. It is to be held on the floor of the Senate. That is where your value is. So anybody lying to you that I'm going to State House so that I can be able to follow up on development, I would rather they be bold and forthright like Khalwale has encouraged them. Just say, I am tired of the party on which I was elected. I feel more affinity to X political party. And we want actually today, we will be putting Speaker Kingi on notice that that house is not his house. I did not spend all the time that I have spent canvassing for votes here in Nairobi to receive 716,000 votes to be gagged by somebody who was never elected by anybody in the House in the name of a speaker. His job is to enforce the rules. His job is to enforce the rules. The rules are clear. If you look at standing order number 23, Trevor, it says that a leader or a whip may be removed by a majority of the votes of the senators belonging to the minority party. I have told you that in the minority party, we have 20 ODM senators, 4 from Wiper and 5 from our former friends in Jubilee. That's a total of 29. It doesn't matter which angle you take a picture of the Senate PG. Of course, the ODM senators are always going to be more because there's 20 of us. But that does not mean that it is a decision of ODM. So what is required is for us to be able to tender a decision that has been taken by the minority to the Speaker. His role is singular, to pronounce or make an announcement on the floor of the House. Yesterday, instead of reading what the minority party has resolved, he opens the matter up for debate. In fact, he allows the majority leader to say things that he's not allowed to say. They want to be the ones to impose the leadership on the minority side. It is like the speaker has become Cherargei's majority leader's puppet, Senator Cheruiyot's puppet, because Senator Cheruiyot has no business in the leadership of the minority side. So what they are doing, and the speaker without any basis in law, he says that today he's going to make a ruling. A ruling on what? There is no controversy before the House. We have made a decision as a minority. All he needs to do is to respect that minority decision. And finally, Trevor, we are not going to be cowed. We don't fear Speaker Kingi. You know, he imagines that we fear him. We do not fear him. We are telling him that that house belongs to us. He's supposed to be an independent arbiter of the debate on the floor. And in fact, in the first session, we did very well. Because Khalwale here and Cherargei will agree with me. Kenyans have serious matters and they are looking upon the leadership to be able to deliver. We have serious matters. I saw a motion yesterday from my brother, Senator Chute, on trying to reduce the cost of electricity. We have the division of revenue coming up. Yeah. We cannot spend time on trivialities. Okay. Speaker Kingi has allowed the Senate to degenerate into a circus. Okay. So what we want to see is respect for the rule of law. If that is what they are saying, we agree.
All right.
Let the Speaker respect the standing orders.
All right.
The Speaker is not trying to make a decision so as to decide on whether it is right or wrong for the minority side to change leadership on their side. All he's doing is that, please give it to me, let me process it, and let the House decide. And when the House meets...
Process, not a decision on who should be where.
No, he has no power.
Okay.
Just like yesterday, Senator Sifuna, we did not need you for us to effect the changes that we made on our side. You will also not need us because we cannot stop you from replacing a person who you wish to replace.
Okay.
On our side, we changed quite a number of people. Even Senator Serargei here, he lost a committee because we were informed by the fact that in Bungoma, a new senator has come. In Elekeo Marakwet, a new senator has come. Senator Esther Olekunyuri came in belatedly. So we have had to accommodate them. So they will be informed by the political dynamics to then approach the House, and we are going to give it to you. Hold your horse. Why are you running ahead of yourself?
So, Trevor, there's only one problem, and Senator Khalwale is a more seasoned, parliamentarian than me. He knows that everything in the House is guided by this document.
Yes.
Khalwale, can you show us on this document where that procedure you are giving is there, is provided for? Because in my reading of this document, in fact, we don't need the Speaker to do anything. Because it says a senator, the removal of a senator from office under paragraph 3 shall not take effect until a senator is elected in the manner provided for under paragraph 1. Once another person has been elected on that position, you have no role. This procedure you are describing is not there. The Speaker has no role. All that is done is for him to be notified, and he makes and issues a communication to the House. There is no procedure. This one you are making up here. On this.
I'm glad that.
And this is the problem we have.
Thank you.
What we are saying.
I'm glad.
What we are saying.
Let me give it to you.
No, I held my horses. What's wrong with your horse?
Okay, my horse is held.
Please, what we are saying, Khalwale, is that let us maintain fidelity, because today it's going to be me, tomorrow is going to be you. And the Speaker's role is to enforce these rules. In fact, the problem we are having, like yesterday, I was shocked, Khalwale, and you can educate me on these standing orders, that you can actually rise on a point of order so that you speak to your colleagues. That is exactly what the Senate of Garissa was allowed to do. He rises on a point of order and says, I just want to take this opportunity to speak to my colleagues on there. That is not provided for anywhere. And Speaker Kingi, you can see him and you're asking him, what is his point of order? Whenever it is a person from the minority side, he will insist more than 3 times saying, Sifuna, what is your point of order? What is your point of order? Because he wants you to cite the specific provision upon which you are rising. But yesterday, he allowed people to lecture us, including me, to be adversely mentioned. And when I rose up to ask, you are going to make a decision on what? You have not heard from me. I have been adversely mentioned. So whatever decision is going to make Khalwale, we can all agree. First, he does not have powers to intervene in matters of political parties. Second, that he's misconducted himself by failing to apply the standing orders, so that it doesn't matter whether he rules right or wrong. The Speaker is out of order.
All right.
The tradition and customs and practice of Parliament is that nothing can come, no business can come on the floor of the House unless that business is approved by the House Business Committee in the National Assembly and the Senate Business Committee in the Senate.
All right.
You are wrong.
Yes. If I'm wrong, then I'm not worthy. Being a parliamentarian in this republic.
All right, let's see what
let's close this debate by me reading this.
Let's hold the horses.
I was inviting you to read it for us.
Yeah, I want to read.
Yes. The standing orders are so explicit that they have even put timelines as to when a matter which has come before the House Business Committee shall find its way onto the order paper. That is called the practice, tradition, and customs of transacting parliamentary business.
All right.
Learn from us.
All right.
Now, can I just read? I just want to read. Please, allow me to read this standing order that you're referring to. Just let me read.
Let him.
Trevor, you only go to customs, procedures, and traditions of Parliament. This is standing order number 1.
Yes, that's what I told you at the beginning.
Yes. In all cases where matters are not expressly provided for by these standing orders, the matter of replacement of the leadership of the Senate is expressly provided for under Standing Order 23.
Oh my God. This is Legrand. Legrand is making it happen.